Hello guys and welcome back to game number 2 between our Terran player Dayshi and our Protoss player Liquid MaNa. So just a bit of details about these two. Dayshi, he's on Team Millennium and he is from France. And Liquid MaNa obviously on Team Liquid and he is actually from Poland. Now one thing I want to mention at the start of this video is it's something that has been bugging me quite a lot. About 90% of my views, probably I'd say even more, about 95% are actually coming from non-subscribers, which while cool, it means that people that aren't subscribed are also watching my channel. I find it a little bit disturbing because at the moment I'm sitting at about, I believe 1800 subscribers. A lot of those will be inactive and closed accounts because obviously I started the channel quite a few years ago. It's about 3 or 4 years ago at this stage, and I've been doing other games and then I became inactive for about 2 years up until recently. So a lot of those will not actually count. So if I had to count how many subscribers, real subscribers I have right now, it's probably about 50. So what I'm asking here basically is, if you are watching my videos and you enjoy it, don't bookmark my channel. Just subscribe to it so that you actually have the channel saved to your own YouTube profile and you're able to pretty much see every time I upload a video. It's going to increase the numbers for me in both views and subscribers, and it's also going to make it a lot easier for yourself to see my videos. So just a bit of a, I suppose, a plea for you guys. So if you could do that for me, that would be absolutely amazing, and I would forever love every single one of you. Not that I already don't, but you get the point. So a early command center coming out here from Dayshi, starting off at about 1 minute 40. Is he? Yeah, he is going to be putting that down now. So there we go. Command center coming down. There is a nexus about halfway complete for MaNa as well. So this is quite interesting to note that MaNa has his one ahead of Dayshi. So we're going to see how that plays out. We do have a cybernetic score coming out, so no double gateway at the start. Now both players have actually scouted out in the wrong direction, so once they meet here, I assume, I'm going to quickly see if they both... Okay, so MaNa has selected the probe here. Now Dayshi had not selected the probe, but MaNa did, so he will be aware. MaNa, hello? Well, I suppose the fact that it's coming from here, it could have potentially been just a later scout, so that does make sense. So he did go ahead and scout that, and he turns out to be just right next to him. So he's going to be aware of it a little bit earlier. And Dayshi's SCV now arriving in the top right hand base and sees there's nothing here. So obviously going to be aware of exactly what's going on. We do have an adept on the field here. And the robotics facility also being made quite early. So 1 gate into robotics facility. That is quite early. So I wonder what kind of play he's going to start off here. It does look like a Twilight Council is on the way. Going to be interesting to see if he's going to do the Resonating Glaives or if he's going to do Blink Stalkers straight away. Does manage to catch this SCV just on time. And this base now on 8 probes already. Assume this one is fully saturated. Yes, it is. This one only starting for Dayshi. So is that a 1-1-1? It is indeed. Destiny Cloud Fist build. I will forever hold that name. Husky, we miss you dearly. Please come back someday. I'm sure that a lot of my viewers also agree that he is greatly missed. It's a bit unfortunate. But Destiny Cloud Fist will forever live on. Whether it's through myself, whether it's through some other casters as well. But I will keep the name alive. Forever. In your name. So let's see what's going to be coming out. A Raven coming out for the Terran player. Dayshi, what are you doing? I don't see the Raven quite often, and when I do see it, to be honest, I don't see that much use of it. The only real reason why he'd want to have a Raven at the moment is probably in case there is DTs coming, but you know what? He's actually just put down a bloody dark shrine. How on earth did he manage to predict that? Wow, very, very well played, Dayshi. Maybe it's just pure luck, but hell is it going to pay off for him. So 2 SCVs taken out. These are starting to get cleaned off now. Getting surrounded. And not much else going to be done here. There was 4 Marines, 2 SCVs versus 4 Adepts. I would argue that this is probably an even trade. I wouldn't say worth it, because 4 Adepts do cost quite a lot of resources. But an even trade is okay. So Resonating Glaives was his choice of tech to go first, by the way. Dark Shrine almost complete. Raven, I really... Did he see this coming? Did he know the timing of a Dark Shrine? Did he just randomly guess? I assume he hasn't seen it. He's definitely not seen it. He hasn't scanned it or anything. So this is going to really backfire against MaNa. Now one Widow Mine on the field. We'll see how significant that'll play out. Does catch a free Adept, loses only one. Oh no, this DT is going to get spotted straight away. Ravens are detectors, so this DT instantly getting caught out. And at this point he knows there's something going on. 3 SCVs destroyed. I suppose at this point almost paying for itself. But this one Dark Templar just sitting in the corner here, probably waiting to see maybe the Raven will come out. Okay, and there we go, we do have the Warp Prism taken out also. So there was 7 SCVs in total. He could actually manage to sneak the Dark Templar here. If he knew where the Raven was, he could definitely use this. Oh, there we go, he's actually using it now. So a bit of blind luck he's trying to get here. But if he manages to kill a good few units with it, it is going to pay off. 3 probes getting taken out in the meantime. Does look like he's going to be in position to take it out quite nicely. Not enough, 26 damage, so does survive. Now this Dark Templar is providing a bit of scouting information, which is quite good for him because, yeah, it's so hard to see that, wow. So if you look at this, he is going to be able to see that there's a 3rd command center coming out, so he's going to potentially want to start building a huge force. If he does, then he would have a great advantage versus a 3-base Terran. And there we go. Now the DT coming in here. 2 SCVs taken out at this point. Is slicing away. And does look like he gets taken out by the Widow Mine. 4 SCVs in total. So each of his DTs have taken out 4 SCVs. A total of 8. I would say, okay, so I'll call that even. I'm not going to say that it's worth, because at the same time it costs a lot of money to both produce the DTs as well as the actual, you know, the time it takes to tech it as well. Does manage to take out the Liberator. A lot of Marine Marauders here actually, so this could be very dangerous. If he loses the Nexus, it's going to put him at a great disadvantage right now, but at the same time he'll be on even bases, which I suppose would not be too bad. So the Liberator here doing a lot of work actually. Let's have a look how many kills. 2 kills in total. Does lose the Nexus. Now do keep in mind there is a completed orbital command here. So once he does decide to land that somewhere else, it is going to be coming to great benefit for him, and he will be quite far ahead in terms of economy. And there it is on the way now. Now one more Warp Prism. There is Blink Stalkers being produced right now also. Does look like he might actually use it for blink play. Now putting up a pylon here and a Nexus. So this is gonna get spotted out straight away. This is very, very important. Dayshi catching out the Nexus. He's gonna stim and he's gonna try to nuke it before it actually comes up. Wow, this is huge. 100 minerals lost, but at the same time it is very, very significant, because again it gets delayed further and further. And now 3 bases going to be up for Dayshi. Going to start to use a few mules and start saturating this base as well. So 3 bases to 2. The Nexus again denied. Very, very good play. And bringing those Marines back here, he's going to potentially try to do the same very, very shortly. Okay, and this Warp Prism going around the back here with 4 Adepts inside could do some nice damage potentially. There is 1 Widow Mine here, so it could take out 1 Adept, and then the remaining Adepts will be alive. So there you go. Damage going to start to be done. 4 SCVs taken out so far. 5 SCVs taken out. Gonna want to lift these guys off. Bring them on away. Just a few Marine Marauders cleaning that up. A lot of damage being done here as well. Ooh, is the robotics facility going to get dropped? Yes, it is indeed. A few Marines and Marauders. 1 Liberator Circle, not being quite useful as he'd like probably. But 8 SCVs have been destroyed for the Terran player, and robotics facility destroyed for the Protoss. So at the moment, doing quite well here. He is going to start cleaning this up. Pretty much all of these units destroyed. And the Liberator also cleaned up. So let's have a look at the units lost tab overall. It does look like 22 SCVs to 11 probes. A lot of Adepts taken out. A lot of Marines, obviously. That's pretty common. And the third base is now up. So that's being fully saturated right now, which is quite significant. 2 Liberators here. It's very difficult to deal with 1 Liberator, but then when you have 2 together, they could kind of intersect on the circles. And if that happens, you will still lose a few Stalkers. So there you go, as you can see. 1, hard to deal with, but if you have enough Stalkers, you will be able to kill it quite fast. This other one, they're going to go straight in there. Going to lose 1 Stalker, and 1 Stalker only. So I would say not worth it in that trade. Unless he specifically wanted to reduce his own unit count and remove 1 Stalker from the battlefield, I honestly don't believe that was worth it. Now we do have level 2 armor and damage coming for the infantries. Concussive shells also on the way, so he's potentially looking to chase some units down. Does look like the defender circle here doing a little bit of damage actually while the engage is going on. Did destroy 4 units already. So might not be the best defender circle, but it is doing a little bit of work. The Immortal does manage to get sniped off there. And there we go. The Liberator finally killed after 6 units have been destroyed. 2 Marines huddling on in here. Gonna stim and try to do a bit of damage. 2 probes is already worth it. Does manage to kill 3. And no fort destroyed for these 2 Marines. But to be honest, if he can do that constantly with just 2 Marines, that would be absolutely worth it. Now Dark Templar has been spawned here. Or warped in, rather. And what is he going to do with this Dark Templar? At this point, there's going to be a few scans available already. So 4th base going down for our Terran player. And there we go. This is exactly why he wants concussive shells. If he stems up and starts chasing an army that's a bit smaller than his, he will be able to easily pick off a few units. Now this is going to be a very difficult choice for MaNa right now. He's going to either want to engage this straight on and lose a lot of units, or he's going to want to defend his base. Now there is a few Dark Templars here. I'm not sure if they're actually seen. They are getting some free damage onto these Terrans, and there we go. They are getting scouted out and now going to get slowly destroyed. But at the same time, the Protoss force held on quite nicely, losing less and less units simply because of the extra damage that the DTs were able to provide before getting scouted out. Does look like one of these medevacs is going to get cleaned up. Second one does manage to huddle on away. A 4th base is now established and almost, well, it is fully saturated at this point for Dayshi. A good position to be in. He is building this into a planetary fortress also, because it is a lot more difficult to defend. Continue on with level 3 both weapons and armor for the Vaipo army. So this suggests that Dayshi is going to continue with this aggression with just Marine Marauder. And the 2 defender circles, anything that comes into those circles is going to get very quickly vaporized. A lot of Marine Marauders all stemmed up, doing a lot of damage. Going to take out this one last Immortal. And this is going to be very significant right now. So looking at the supply count, the Protoss player is GGing. Liquid MaNa leaving the game, so that brings them to 1 each, making a game number 3 a must in this series. So that was very, very, very well played, with huge aggression. And of course the early expansions that deny on this Nexus, preventing the huge army from being built up. Very good. Right, so I won't waste much of your time here. This is pretty much it. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. As I mentioned in the start, very important for my channel growth as well as your own visibility of my channel. My social media details are here. I do post every time I create a new series. On Twitter I post after every video. That way you'll be able to pretty much be updated instantly. So that's pretty much it. Have a good evening, day. I'm not sure when I'll be posting this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.